Hello, everybody, and welcome to Writing 122Z online. This is Composition 2, and my name is Marky Scheidegger. I'm going to be your instructor this term for the duration of this class. So, welcome to class. I wanted to do this is going to be our week one kind of walkthrough video, welcome video. So, in this one, I want to talk to you about myself, just give you some information about who I am if you haven't had me as an instructor before. And then I want to talk about Canvas and look at our syllabus briefly with you. And then I'm going to do a separate video for just some other assignments and things that's coming up in the first few weeks of class. But anyway, welcome. We're going to get started, but welcome to 122. So a little bit before we jump into the syllabus in Canvas, just some information about me. My name's Marky. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. And you're welcome to call me a variety of things. So Marky, Miss Marky is fine, Miss Scheidegger, Instructor Scheidegger, Professor Markey, like any combination of these things is totally fine. But I'm okay with a first name basis if you are. Totally comfortable with that if you are. I actually did just get married over spring break, so my last name is going to be changing, but I decided not to change it this term. So Scheidegger is what I will remain for the next 10 weeks. More information about me though. So this is my fourth year at Oregon Tech, and I moved to Klamath Falls. I normally teach in person on the Klamath Falls campus. That's where I'm located right now. You can kind of see some of my office behind me. But I live in Klamath Falls, and before moving up here, I am from Arizona, and I hail from Flagstaff. That's where I taught at Northern Arizona University and worked in a few different offices on that campus actually before moving up here. And NAU is actually also my alma mater. I went there for undergrad and grad school before moving up to Klamath Falls. I think what a lot of people assume about me is that because I came from Arizona, I'm not used to the snow. But here in Klamath Falls, we get a lot of snow. And in fact, just a few minutes ago outside my office window, I was watching the snow fall. But here's a picture down here of Flagstaff. The mountains there get a ton of snow, and the city gets a ton of snow every year. And here's a picture of my car, actually. This was a few years before I moved. They get some pretty intense snowstorms in Flagstaff, Arizona, too. So I am used to the snow, and in fact, moving up to Klamath Falls, my partner and I were like, oh, we're probably going to get away from the snow in some capacity, and that didn't happen. The snow kind of followed us up here. We didn't realize that Klamath Falls got as much snow as it does. But anyway, we're okay with it. But that is where I'm from and kind of a little bit of history about me. But I'm an Arizona gal. So here's some more info about me, just some things that I love. So I love plants, I love traveling, kayaking, trivia. So you might see some trivia pop up occasionally in this class randomly. I love seafood, I love Comic-Con, I love going to the gem show. I just love those sort of social events. I think they're a lot of fun. Traveling is one of my favorite things to do in my free time, and as I mentioned, I was just traveling over spring break for about a week. I just got back yesterday, and over the summers, I normally will teach online while I'm traveling, and those trips are usually a lot bigger. And I have some pictures here from last summer, actually, when I was also teaching online, but the top picture here is me in Switzerland, and my last name is Scheidegger, and we went to Kleinscheidegg, which is actually where this picture was taken. That's where my last name is from. And then this picture down here is when we were in Barcelona. So I took a huge trip last summer. It was amazing. I can't wait to do it again. Though I don't think this summer is going to be quite as big of a trip. Some other things about me, it kind of comes with the territory of being a writing and a speech instructor, but I love writing and reading. And here's are some of my favorite books, movies, TV shows, things that just media that I've been consuming over the last year or so that I absolutely love. But I also love musicals, a good video game, movie. Like I said, I'm into reading, writing, drawing, watching all these things in my free time. It's a lot of fun. So that's a little bit about me. I'm sure I'm going to get to know all of you a little bit over the term as well. Please fill out the getting to know me intros first assignment for week one so I can read a little bit more about you. But we're going to move on now to talk about the course syllabus and Canvas. Here's our Canvas shell, and for me it looks a little different from your view. You have the student view, but I have the student view preview up right now, so I can show you hopefully what it's looking like mostly on your end. So our Canvas homepage is the activity stream. So the activity stream just means that it's going to pop up with new discussion board posts, new assignments, due date changes, course announcements. Anything that's new is going to be popping up on this page. But over here on the left-hand column are some of the important tabs in this class that I want to point out to you before we get too deep. But we're going to start with the syllabus tab in the top left. and it will lead you to this page. It says, Welcome to 122Z. I'm your instructor. Your syllabus can be found here, and there's a hyperlink, and then the course calendar can be found here right below that, and there's another link. Those are two of the most important links for this class. The syllabus, you're going to definitely want to look through this week. There's a syllabus quiz to do afterward. And then the course calendar, this has all of these things that we're doing in this class. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that after we go through Canvas. But that's where you can find the course calendar. If you scroll down, this is the campus-wide syllabus. We are not going to be going over this together, but that's where you can find campus-wide policies. The next tab on the left is the announcements. This is where I'll post due date changes or course updates, and it will automatically send you an email. So it sends an email to everyone enrolled in class whenever I post an announcement. And the only one on here right now is the one I posted this morning that talks about where to start for this class. So hopefully, yeah, you read this over. That's how you've ended up with this video. And I had a note on here about where you can find some important stuff to get started. The tab below that is going to be assignments. This is where you can find the assignments for this class. I don't think the format of the assignments tab is as good as the modules tab, which is what we're building up to. But the assignments is where you can find everything that's worth points in this class. Quizzes, what quizzes can you expect to find? And then modules, this is the most important tab in our Canvas shell. So under modules, you can find the textbook. Our textbook is called Writing Guide. There is a web version or a PDF. I really recommend the web version. I think it's a lot more user-friendly. You can search things. I think it's easier to navigate more than a 700-page PDF, which is what this is. Feel free to download it, though. In PDF form, it's still good. A good way to get that information. But I think the web version's a lot more user-friendly. And no, we will not be reading all 700 pages of that book. It's just a pretty in-depth book. I use it in a variety of my writing classes. We do not use the whole thing. Some other online links there that might be useful is peer tutoring and then library resources we're going to talk more about in a few weeks. But we're going to scroll down, and the way that this class is split up is into weekly modules. So every week you're going to see what are we doing in week 1, week 2, week 3, and so on. So week 1 is today through April 5th, and a week in this class goes from a Saturday to a Sunday. So it's a full 7 days. And you can expect to see it split up this way. So what's due this week? What sort of digital readings and videos should you do? And then what sort of prompts and resources am I providing for you to look through to help you with your assignments you're doing for this class? So that's usually how the modules are going to be split up. I try to make it as clear as possible what's due this week and what you should be looking at. This is where you're going to find all that information is in the modules and our course calendar. So there's our modules. Other things that are important about this course shell, we're going to go back to the left-hand column here and look at discussions. Discussion boards are where you are posting and responding to your peers, so take a look at that. We will be using that for peer review sessions this term, and then a few other things, but intros is our first one. We probably won't be using the chat feature and the people feature. People, you can kind of see who's enrolled in this class. Zoom, if we do virtual office hours, I usually prefer just emailing you a separate link for Zoom. Just email me and I'll send you one rather than use the Canvas interface. And then your grades, of course, and some other things that may be useful, but I don't think we're going to be using them. But that's our Canvas shell. If you ever have questions about how to navigate Canvas, please let me know and I will help you out. But I'm going to switch over to the syllabus. So here's our course syllabus. We're not going to read through it entirely together. I would ask that you do that on your own, just read through it more in depth. But there are a few things that I wanted to touch on with you over this video. But you'll see the class information. The most important thing up here is how to contact me is my email, and then how can you meet with me if you want to meet with me over office hours. I do have set office hours that where I'm on campus in my office that you can see behind me. That's Monday, Wednesday 1 to 3, and Tuesdays 2 to 3, and all of my office hours are in Pacific Standard Time. So you can expect to, if you schedule something with me, just make sure we'll do it in Pacific time. If this time doesn't work for you, these office hours times, you can always email me to schedule something different, and we can meet over Zoom or Microsoft Teams. I'm really flexible with doing that too. We have some information here about the class. The prerequisite for this is Writing 121, so most likely that's what you took before this, or maybe you took it at a different institution and transferred or something, but you have some sort of previous writing experience. And then below that is what textbook do we use. I kind of showed you that in the Canvas walkthrough, but we use Writing Guide. Totally free. It's an OER textbook, which means it's open. It's an open resource. You don't have to pay for it. I have it linked on Canvas and in PDF form too, so it's totally free. The only other things you need for this class is make sure you have access to Canvas and Wi-Fi connection. And my recommendation is just if you like to print things out and annotate, highlighters are a good way to annotate things that way. All right, so the main thing I want to talk to you about over the syllabus, again, please read through on your own time too, but are the writing assignments. So we have a few major writing assignments for this class, and they build up to the paper. So we only do one essay in this class. We build up to that essay, but we have some smaller writing assignments that get us to that point. And they are the rhetorical précis, a proposal and an annotated bib, a presentation, and then we build up to that essay. So the essay will occur later in the term, but you're doing, again, writing things, and they're tiered, and it will build up to the argumentation that we're going to be writing about. The final for this class is called the visual remediation. It's not a writing assignment, it's something different, but we will get there in many weeks. And then you can see the assignment breakdown. Our class is out of 1,000 points, and you can see how that all tallies up. We have some course policies and assignment policies for the latter portion of the syllabus. I would ask that you read through those on your own, because there are some quiz questions about these that's on Canvas for week 1. So please take a look at that and let me know if you have any questions about any of the policies listed here. And the very last page of our syllabus are the course outcomes. This is what am I expecting to learn or hopefully take away from this class after being with me for the next 10 weeks. They are these 5 outcomes, and we will come back to them periodically throughout the term when we do reflective writing. But I'm going to switch over now to the course calendar to let you know what's coming up in week 1 and the next few weeks. All right, so here's our calendar, and this is the format that I use for my personal calendar. So it's a little different, you'll notice, than Canvas calendar, because mine's a lot more detailed than that. So I have this one linked for you. Please refer to this one for our class. But the way I have it split up is what week are we in, what are the dates, what's due, and then what can you expect to do in class for the duration of the week. Week 1, we have a syllabus quiz, the intro post, and then you're going to respond to 2 people on the discussion board. Things that I'm asking you to view or read. We have the welcome video, look at the précis prompt. We're going to be doing argumentation and persuasion in a different video, some readings from the textbook, and readings from online. If you ever have readings from online, they're always going to be linked here, and they're going to be for free. Readings from the textbook, you can find those on Canvas for that PDF or the web version. So that's how I organize my calendar. I usually only post a few weeks at a time. So this is our first unit or module is the précis. That's our first writing project. I will talk about that in the next video walkthrough. But this video, I just wanted to talk to you mostly about the syllabus. Week 2, you can see what's coming up. We'll have an APA quiz. We're doing a homework assignment. And again, on the right side column, you can see what am I expecting you to learn or for us to talk about that week in a lecture video. It's listed here. So if you ever need to look ahead or work ahead or look back on things we've done, the best place to do that is this calendar. Okay. I think that's all I want to talk to you about in the intro video, but if you have any questions about class, send me a Canvas message or an email, and I'll get back to you. Usually within 24 hours is my response time, but I am going to record the next video now, and it's going to be the introduction to our first writing assignment. I will see you there. Thanks for watching, and welcome to class.